Hello guys, welcome to my channel Technology Dive. Today we will see how to install Dell Boomi Atom on Raspberry Pi and manage Atom using Dell Boomi AtomSphere. You might be thinking now, what is Dell Boomi? Dell Boomi is an integration platform. It is also a IPaaS, which is an integration platform as a service, which enables connections of application and data sources. It is also a low-code development platform, the platform which provides API development and API lifecycle management. It also provides enterprise application integration, hybrid integration. Hybrid integration means integrating on-premise application with cloud applications. Now you might be thinking, what is Atom? Atom is the lowest level of Boomi architecture. It is a lightweighted dynamic runtime engine. It contains all the components required to execute the integration process. It is lightweighted, so it can be installed on local machine, edge devices, and virtual machine in the cloud. Now you might be thinking, what is Raspberry Pi? Raspberry Pi is a low-cost credit card size computer that plug into computer monitor or TV, and it uses standard keyboard and mouse. It can also be used for various automations like home automation. We can also execute Python script on Raspberry Pi which can control different sensors using GPIO, which is general purpose input output pins. Now let's start installing Dell Boomi Atom on Raspberry Pi and manage Atom using Dell Boomi AtomSphere. Now open the browser and search for Dell Boomi software and hardware requirements and go on the Dell Boomi official website, which is help.boomi.com. You can see here Atom system requirements and also see operating system. Dell Boomi can be installed on Linux 32-bit or 64, Windows 32 or 64. The processors are 1.8 gigahertz or a Pentium 4, memory 2.0 GB RAM, hard disk of 50 MB. These are the hardware requirement. You can see a processor requirement, memory requirement, and hard disk requirement there. And also you can see the minimum software requirement, which is Java requirement 7 or 8, Java runtime requirement for Windows and Linux, ACE, which is Java cryptography extension, and you can see the other Atom requirement also available there. Now let's move on to the Oracle VirtualBox, where we have created Raspberry Pi VM. You can watch my last video where I've shown how to install Raspberry Pi on VirtualBox. Now let's start the VM. It will ask for the scale mode. We will say switch to scale mode. It will load your Raspberry Pi virtual machine now. It will take few seconds. Okay, now it is started. You can see here machine has been started now. Before starting, we have to check the time zone. We can verify the times. You can see the host and the virtual machine time is different. Now we will go on the start menu, preferences, Raspberry Pi configuration, and localization, where we'll see local detail. Set local English language is already there. Time zone, Asia Kolkata is already there. Keyboard, generic English already there. So all good here. So we'll cancel this. Now we have to run certain commands to synchronize the time. So we have to type sudo systemctl stop ntp.service. It will stop this service now. It will take few seconds. Now we'll try to start this service. Now we have to type similar command. Instead of stop, we should say start service. So even after running these stop and start service, the time is not synchronized. So we'll again stop the service. And now we'll run the command sudo ntpd dash gpc slash etc slash ntpd.config file. So we have to give the file of the config file ntpd.config. So now it will run this file. It has already run the command, but still time is not a bit. It will take some time. So it is showing now. We'll wait for few seconds. And we'll start the service now. Still time is not synchronized. We'll wait for some more time. So you can see now time is synchronized. Okay, so you can see Raspberry Pi VM and the host machine time is now in sync. So it is very important to sync the time because it will not allow you to install Atom, as well as it will not allow you to open the platform.boomi.com site. You will not able to log into that. Now we will open the browser on Raspberry Pi and go to platform.boomi.com. Here we will provide our credentials, email ID and password. It will land us on the home page. We'll click on services, then integration. Now we will go on manage Atom management. Now you can see here we have two environments, production and test environment, and there is no Atom attached to any of the environment. Both the environments are having 0 atoms. Now we'll go on the integration tab again, and you can see click on create atom runtime. You can see local atom, cloud atom. Just select the appropriate OS. So Raspberry Pi use Linux based 32-bit OS. You can also select the option for securing option using token, and then you can download the installer. So once download, it will give you warning. Just click on keep. Now close this window or minimize it, and go on the folder where the file has been downloaded. So it's downloaded in the download folder, home pi downloads. Now we will execute this shell script file. Copy the path from here and make sure that you are using pi user. For that you can verify using su command. So type su then pi and it will ask for the password. You have to give the password when you have created the machine. You might have set the password. So once the password is successfully, it will come on the next line. Now we will run this file. We have to go to the directory first. You can see now we are in download folder. We will give the path of the file like dot slash atom underscore install dot sh, but it says permission denied. So and you can see the file. Now we'll run the ls command. You can see the file name in the gray color. For giving the permission, we will type chmod 777 star, and now we'll again run the ls command. You can see the permission has been granted for execution. Now we'll again start the same script file, shell script file, and you can now see GRE environment tar is downloading, and it is updating GRE and preparing the starting the installer now. So it's starting the installer. Now you can see the welcome to the Atom setup wizard. Click on next. You have to give the token or the username and password option. So we have to give the username and password here. So username, password, and the atom name we have to give over here. So we will give Raspberry Pi dash as demo as a atom name. You can also give the proxy settings detail, host, port if required. We'll say next. Now you can see here we are getting two options of production and test environments. We'll choose test environment. Here you can see the destination directory where your destination file will be stored. What is the required disk space, free space. Click on next. This is the option of creating the symlink. So symlink is just like a shortcut. We will not create, and we'll click next. This is the summary page now here. Click next. You can see the details over here in the summary page, and it will start extracting the files now, and in few minutes it will install the atom. It's downloading the atom file now. You can see finish. Click on finish, and now we'll go to the platform.boomi.com. Click on integration and then click on manage atom management. You can see one atom has been attached to the test environment. Currently it's in gray or red status because it's not started. It will take some time to get started. it's in offline status currently. So it's executing the commands to get the status of the atom. You can refresh the page. Now you can see here the atom is online now, and you can see more details about atom ID, type, status, host name. So you can see the host name is the Raspberry here, and the atom name is Raspberry Pi demo. To verify this, you can see the date installed version. For verify the Raspberry Pi, just click on Preferences, Raspberry Pi configuration. You can see here in the system tab, the host name is Raspberry, so that's why it is showing the host name as Raspberry. There is option for deattach the atom, delete the atom, restart the atom. Startup properties, you can see here 32-bit. You can see the directories, free spaces. You can see the OS Linux, OS version, architecture, Java virtual machine name, Java version, Java home. Okay, so many details are available here. And now you can go on log files, where you can see and you can specify the date and type of log which you want to create for atom. You can download the log also from here. You can see the deployed process. These are the processes which are deployed to my environment, which is showing over here, and the listeners also, which is listener process also, which are deployed to my environment, will appear over here. You can see these are the process which I have created, so it's appearing here. So just move on to queue management. In the same also over here in the queue management, you will see if there is any queue certificates also you can install to your atom remotely, and you can also see the installed libraries or the jars which are installed in your Raspberry Pi atom. You can see other configurations also, shared web server detail. You can see the URL HTTP Raspberry and port 9090, and you can see various options over here. Counter, atom counter, atom and connector versions. So all these details are available over here, which you can control remotely from AtomSphere. We can sign out now. This concludes the demo for installing the Atom on Raspberry Pi. You can close your VirtualBox and save the state. It will save your state so that when you start it again next time, it will bring the machine up from the same state. Thank you and stay tuned for more videos on my channel Technology Dive, and keep learning.